Hello, this is Science, okay, CA2, Set 1, Paper 1. There's only 20 questions MCQ to this question. Okay, let's start with the first one. Which of the following diagram shows the correct order of stages in the water cycle? Okay, so the water cycle, okay, let's take a look. Okay, the first one, okay, after the rainfall comes down, you don't condense, okay? If you remember, after a rainfall, you actually evaporate. So the first one is out. Okay, so same thing, condensation out. Okay, so look at option 3. Rainfall, it falls into the water bodies, the seas, the oceans, the lake. Okay, and then they actually evaporated. Okay, and then when they reach the sky, they actually condense. They undergo condensation to form clouds. And then in the end they actually fall as rain. So question 1, your answer is 3. Okay, we move to question 2. Okay, the flow chart shows the trait of Mr. and Mrs. Yeo's 3 children. They're represented by X, Y, Z. Each child has inherited at least one trait from Mr. Yeo or Mrs. Yeo. Okay, so Mr. Yeo, okay, sharp noses, dimples, and detached ear lobe. Based on the information, which are the traits that Mrs. Yeo will definitely have? Okay, so let's take a look first. Okay, attached ear lobe, yes. Sharp nose, no. Okay, so Mr. Yeo actually has a sharp nose. So both Y and Z actually have a sharp nose already. Okay, dimples absent. Okay, she doesn't have dimples. Okay, so there's no dimples, absent. Okay, so we can cross out this. Okay, detached ear lobe. Okay, okay, so we know for certain that all of them have attached ear lobe. They must have gotten this from Mrs. Yeo. Sharp noses actually comes from Mr. Yeo. Dimples. Okay, Mr. Yeo has no dimples, but actually Y has dimples. So answer should be A and C. That will be option 3. So question 2 answer is option 3. Okay, we move on to question 3 now. Okay, which statement about reproduction in humans are true? Reproduction is necessary to ensure survival of its own kind. Okay, this is definitely true. The human embryo usually develops inside the womb of the mother. Okay, this is also true. The male and female reproductive cell have to meet in the womb for the fertilization to occur. Okay, this is wrong. Okay, if you remember correctly, fertilization actually occurs at the fallopian tube. Alright, so our correct answer for question 3 is actually A and B. So question 3, our correct answer is option 2. Okay, we move to question 4. The mixture of gases that we inhale is shown in the box below. Which of the following correctly shows the mixture of gas that we exhale? Okay, always remember that when we breathe in oxygen, we will actually breathe out oxygen as well, because we cannot use up all the oxygen when every time we breathe in. Alright, okay, we will actually breathe in carbon dioxide, but when we breathe out, we will definitely exhale carbon dioxide, because if you remember, we actually take in oxygen and give off carbon dioxide. Okay, when we breathe in, there's water vapor. When we breathe out, definitely there will be also water vapor. If you remember, I told you that if you were to blow air onto your hand, you'll feel warm and you actually feel moist. Okay, lastly, nitrogen. We don't need nitrogen at all. We don't use nitrogen at all. So when we breathe in nitrogen and when we breathe out, nitrogen will be there as well. So question 4, your answer is option 4. Okay, we go to question 5. In a brightly lit room, Tom put 2 identical stalks from the same celery plant, each with a plant part removed, into 2 separate beakers of water mixed with red dye as shown. He left the setup undisturbed for an hour. Okay, we can see that actually the main difference is that the cut is at the top part of the stalk compared to a lower part. Alright, based on the observation, which of the statements are true? Okay, both celery sticks can photosynthesis? Okay, definitely they can still photosynthesis because they still have their leaves, they can still take in carbon dioxide, and most importantly they actually have water, access to water, so they still can photosynthesis. There will be red dye found in both celery stick, that's definitely because the water carrying tube in both the stalks, okay, will actually absorb the red dye, okay, the roots. There will be no red dye found in the celery stalk, okay, this is not true. There will be no red dye found in celery, that's not true. Both celery stalk cannot photosynthesis because the stalk cannot take in water, that is also not true. Okay, as I say again, water carrying tube can still take in water, okay, like this. So your answer is actually A and B. Question 5, your answer is actually 1. Okay, look at question 6 now. Which of the following statement about cells are true? Okay, cell is a basic unit of life in all living things. This is one of the definition. Yes, all living things are made up of more than one cell. Okay, this is not true because there are certain organisms such as yeast, okay, they're actually unicellular, okay, which means there's only one cell. New cells are reproduced to replace old and dead cells. Okay, this is true. Please remember this. Cells are being reproduced to replace old and damaged cells and dead cells. A large organism will have bigger cells than a small organism. This is not true. A larger animal will have more cells than a smaller animal. Okay, so with only A and C. Question 6, your answer is 2. Okay, now we look at question 7. It shows the different parts of the human digestive system. Which part do absorption of either water or food takes place? Okay, let's look at A. A is actually the gullet. B is the stomach. Okay. D is the small intestine. And our D is the large intestine. Okay. So they ask which part of it actually do water or digested food take place. Okay, for A, gullet, it only actually transport food from the mouth to the stomach, so it do not. Okay, stomach actually only digest food, they have digestive juices. Okay, so no, nothing. Okay, large intestine, yes, is a place where it actually absorb water from the undigested food. And the lastly, small intestine actually it actually absorb all the digested food. So answer is C and D. So question 7, your answer is 2. Okay, we move to question 8. Susan put a bottle of water in the freezer. After 12 hours, she took out a bottle of frozen water and the temperature is measured at regular intervals. She plotted a graph. Okay, so based on the graph, which of the following are true? Evaporation is occurring from D to E. Okay, from D to E, the bottle of water has actually reaches room temperature. Okay, please remember this thing. Evaporation occurs at all temperature. Okay, so I'm going to write this down for you. Okay, evaporation occurs at all temperature. Alright, so evaporation occurs at all temperature. Okay, next, there's a change in state from B to C. Okay, B to C. Okay, what happened is the bottle of water is actually ice. Okay, and it's starting to melt. So if you remember, I said before that as long in the mixture, the ice can start to melt, but as long as there's still some more ice in the mixture, temperature is still 0. So this is a stage whereby it's from solid to liquid. So yes, correct. The ice has stopped gaining heat from B to C. Okay, that is not true, because if the ice has stopped gaining heat from B to C, the temperature would not have increased. It will just stay as 0 all the way. Okay, so that's not true. So your answer is A and B. Question 8, your answer is 3. Okay, now we move to question 9. It shows the stages in the growth of a green bean seedling. Which stage correctly show that the seed leaves are definitely needed to provide food? Okay, at stage A, there's no shoots, nothing. Definitely they will need, okay, the seed leaf. At stage B, if you see carefully, root starts to grow, but there's still no shoots, which means they still need the seed leaf to continue to provide food for the bean. Okay, at stage C, stage C, you see that shoot starts to come out, but they are not developed yet. Okay, they are not developed yet, so they are unable to make their food. So we still need all the seed leaf. Okay, and finally at the last stage, you see that the leaves has grown out already. We do not need the seed leaf anymore. Okay, so your answer for question 9 is option 2. Okay, we move on to question 10. It shows the comparison between sexual reproduction in plants and humans. So female reproductive cell. Okay, what does ABC represent? Okay, let's look at the first one. The female reproductive cell of a plant, okay, it's actually called an egg. So you have egg. Okay, we look at B. The female reproductive cell of a human is called ovum. Okay, so we got ovum. Okay, the male reproductive cell of a plant is actually called the pollen grains and not the sperm. Sperms for humans, and of course lastly for humans it's called the sperms. So for question 10 is a clear-cut answer is 3. Okay, we move to question 11. Which of the following statements of the respiratory system are true? Okay, so let's look at it. The respiratory system helps to remove carbon dioxide from the body. This is definitely true. Okay, if not, we don't need the carbon dioxide, we need to get it out of our body. It takes in oxygen from the air and passes it to the blood. Okay, this is also true. The main organs in the respiratory system consist of the nose, okay, windpipe, lungs, diaphragm, yes, heart, no. Okay, the heart belongs to the circulatory system. So this question, the option C is wrong. So you have A and B. Question 11, your answer is 2. Here we move on to question 12. It shows a part of a leaf and a human respiratory system. Alright, so this part of the leaf, this is actually the stomata. Alright, and this one for humans, this would be the air sac. So which of the following statement is true? Air is stored in part X and Y. This is definitely not true. They don't store air inside your lungs. Gaseous exchange occur at X and Y. Yes. Okay, this is true. Part X helps the plant to make food, while part Y helps in gaseous exchange. Okay, X do not help the plants to make food. They only take in and out. The chlorophyll is the one. Okay, so this is wrong. Part X helps the plant to respire, but part Y helps the plants to inhale and exhale. Okay, part Y is the air sac. They don't help the humans to inhale and exhale. Okay, the lungs do the job. So question 12, the correct statement is answer is 2, option 2. Okay, let's look at question 13. The graph shows the pulse rate at the start and during an exercise. Based on the graph, which of the statement is true? Carbon dioxide is removed faster from the body during the exercise. Okay, this is true, and we can tell why, because when carbon dioxide is removed faster, it means that our heart beats faster. So with increasing pulse rate, okay, it shows that our heart beats faster. So A is true. The oxygen is supplied at a constant rate to the body throughout the exercise. Okay, you know that this one is actually wrong, because during exercise, oxygen is actually supplied more and not at a constant rate. The heart is pumping air rich in oxygen faster to the body during an exercise. Okay, so this one is actually correct. Okay, why? Because during exercise you need more oxygen to do work. So your answer is A and C. Okay, and see question 13, answer is actually 3. Okay, question 14 now. Mr. Chong runs every morning before having his breakfast. Which of the systems are working more actively during Mr. Chong's run? Okay, so first of all, the digestive system, because when he runs, he's not eating anything. Okay, the muscles help him to move. The circulatory system transport blood rich in oxygen to all parts of his body's parts and body cells to generate energy. Okay, the respiratory system helps him to take in more oxygen to generate into more energy. So answer is B, C, D. Question 14, answer is 3. Okay, question 15. Which of the statement about the transportation of water in plants are true? There are tubes in both plant and human system to carry water. Okay, that is true. For the plant will be the water carrying tube. The transportation of water in plants and animals is necessary for the removal of waste material. Okay, this is not true. Okay, the water carrying tube in the plants has no relationship to the removal of waste material. Transportation of water is carried out in blood in plants and human system. Okay, blood. There's plants have no blood. So question 815 is just answer 1. Okay, we go on to question 16. Jamie was given cells A, B, and C from different parts of a plant and an animal. She recorded her observation. So based on the observation, which of the classification is correct? Okay, look at the key one, which is the cell wall. Okay, if A and B do not have a cell wall, they must be an animal plant because only plant cells have a cell wall. So C, okay, plant cell must have a C, alright? And A and B are animal cells. So question 16 answer is option 2. Okay, both A and B have no cell wall. They must be animal cell. Okay, maybe I write this down for you here. All plant cells have cell wall. Okay, chloroplast might not be for all plant cells because some parts of the plant cells are from roots and thus they do not have chlorophyll. Okay, we look at question 17. Mr. Azmi placed an animal cell and a plant cell in the beaker of red solution as shown. He has observed that both cells turn red. He then told the students in class to give a reason based on the observation. Statement below are reason. Who gave the correct reason? Okay, question 17. Both the animal and plant cell have cell membranes that allow the red solution to enter the cell. Okay, if the plant cell and the animal cell membrane do not allow this red solution to enter, and then both cells will not actually turn red. Since both cells turn red, it means that the cell membrane of both the animal cell and the plant cell actually allows the red solution to enter the cell. Okay, Carly, both the animal and the plant cells have a jelly-like substance called the cytoplasm that suck the red solution. Okay, this is wrong. The main purpose of cytoplasm is to carry out cell activities in it and not to suck any solutions. Sam, both the plant cell and animal cell have cell walls that will become thinner to allow the red solution to enter. Wrong, because animal cells do not have cell walls. Okay, I repeat again, animal cells do not have cell walls, only plants have. So only Gaby is the one that gives the correct answer. Question 17, answer is actually 1. Okay, we move on now to question 18. Okay, study the table below carefully. Which of the above correctly shows what happened to the cell when part of it has been removed? Okay, when the nucleus is being removed, the cell will not be able to reproduce. Okay, that is true. Okay, the nucleus actually is like the brain. It controls all the activities. Without the nucleus, it's not able to reproduce anymore. Okay, the chloroplast, if you take away the chloroplast, the plant cell actually will not be able to trap light because chloroplast main purpose is to help the plant cells to trap sunlight and make food. Alright, so this is true also. Cytoplasm, transportation of substances cannot occur between the cell. Okay, just now I mentioned that cytoplasm is the one where all activities are carried out in it. They are able to move and transport in it. So without cytoplasm, substances cannot be transported. So question 18 answer is A, B, C, which is answer is 4. Okay, we move on to question 19. Study the information on 4 types of plants, A, B, C, D. Okay, where do the plants B and C actually belong to in the classification? Okay, let's look at B first. B actually bears fruit. Okay, you must always remember this thing. Okay, flower will become a fruit. Okay, which means without if does not happen, okay, if this does not a flower will definitely become a fruit. All right, so B actually bears fruit. Okay, B actually bears fruit, which means that B must actually come under flowering plant. So you have only S or T. Okay, so these two you can cross out. Okay, next, C do not bear fruit. Alright, C do not bear fruit, so it must be a non-flowering plant. Okay, and it do not grows in water as well, so it must be non-aquatic, so that only left it with V. So question 19, our answer is 2. Okay, we move on to the last question of the paper. Tom conducted an experiment to compare the the magnetic strength of 4 magnets. He put each of the magnets over a wooden block of different thickness and placed the setup over a tray of new pins at a certain distance. He repeated the experiment with the other 3 setups, ensuring that the distance between the setup is kept constant. A tray of new pins of the same number was prepared. So he recorded. Which of the following are most likely to be the conclusion of the experiment? Magnet B has the weakest magnetic strength. Okay, we can't say that. Okay, we cannot, because if you notice, B has the thickest wooden block compared to the rest of them. So you couldn't tell from that. Magnet C has the strongest magnetic strength. Same thing, you can't tell from that because if you look carefully, okay, C has the thinnest, which means magnetic forces is easily able to pass through it. Magnet A has the same magnetic strength as D. Okay, once again, the key issue here is about the thickness of the wooden block. Right, so D is actually thicker. That's why D is actually a better magnet than A. Magnet A has a weaker magnetic strength than magnet D. Okay, yes, that's true, because it has a thinner wooden block, yet it has the same number of pins as D. So question 20, your answer is 1. Okay, that's the end of paper 1. Hope that you continue to work hard. Okay, 加油加油